Caleb, for you, coming back this year, one of the leader on the team, I guess, what's kind of the energy been like, in practice as you guys get the season, coming up?
I would say the energy's been good. We work hard on, bonding and, like Sam says, starting practice off right. So every day I try to come with the energy, and my teammates bring the energy as well.
Robbie, go ahead. For both Asian and Courtney, we talked to y'all a few months ago, I think, about workouts, but since y'all started practice, what's it been like, the chemistry with each other, experiencing practices with these new coaches and all that? Courtney, if you want to start.
I think the chemistry is getting better every day, just getting to know each other, getting to play up and down versus the scout guys and getting to learn everybody's strengths. As a team, I think we're gelling very, very well. The chemistry is getting there. Everybody loves each other. So, but I think we're heading off to a good start for the season. Yeah.
I would have to piggyback off what Courtney said. Yeah, we're meshing pretty well on the court. Off the court, it's like family. The drills and workouts, obviously, we amp each other every time somebody hits a shot, takes a charge. It doesn't really matter. So, yes, good things.
Just to follow up on that, do you think it was helpful getting here early in the summer and kind of getting there at the start of this process with Purcell coming in?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, especially with like a lot of new players, a whole new coaching staff. I think just the time is what's going to bring us together, time to get to know each other, have faith and trust in everyone. So, yeah, that time was actually very beneficial.
I said no, I'm just going to move it. So don't
I guess for y'all, what's kind of the expectations you guys have? Do you guys believe this is a team that can get Mississippi State back to the NCAA tournament?
Yes.
Man, we the dream team.
Yeah, we practice every day with a top 25 mentality, especially Coach Sam coming from one of those programs. We practice with intensity every day to get Mississippi State back there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Kayla, what's it been like for the guards this year, being able to just focus on being guards and knowing that you got, some bigs down there, 3 or 4 of them that you can rely on?
It feels good, knowing I played center last year. But it does feel good, looking down and seeing that there are bodies on the bench that can, sub in for you when you are tired instead of, just us having to play, 40 minutes, etc. But yeah, it feels good knowing that I have teammates, they got my back, and I can focus on my guard positions. But if I do need to go back to the 5, then, then I would.
Grace?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Talk about having a coach that's coming off Final Four appearance. What kind of is he doing to instill that top 25 mentality specifically in you guys?
Literally bringing everything he knows and just, teaching us championship ways and like, you played against him.
The juice, the energy, the intensity that we do every drill. I think we work very hard. Like our strength trainer likes to say, nobody's going to outwork us. So we work very hard to be able to get there.
Yeah, sure, I'll answer. Yeah, just being all in 24/7. It doesn't really matter, like on and off the court. Just knowing that we have a championship mentality. That's what he always says. So.
For whoever wants to answer, what's it like working with Coach Lazo?
He's just like a fireball.
A lot of yelling.
That's what he is.
He's literally a fireball.
A lot of yelling, a lot of intensity, but he
tell
loves his job and he brings the
cares.
passion every day.
Yeah. Like, you can tell he cares. Jesus Christ. That's all I got.
Anything else for players? Stefan, go ahead.
Yeah, kind of just following up on the NCAA tournament stuff. I think in June or July or August, there was a video of you guys with Coach Jones kind of in the training room, and there was the picture of that map you guys have, path to the Final Four. Could you explain the backstory to that and what that symbolizes for you guys?
So basically, the Final Four is in Dallas. So she Googled how the miles, the seconds, the minutes it'll take us to get to Dallas. So every Friday we would do a Final Four Friday, and it was 4 stations, and we had to pass. So if it was say if it was 21 miles, we would have to ride the bike for 21 miles, and basically every Friday would be a step closer to us getting to the Final Four, and it was competitive and it was hard, but it was good motivation for us in the summer and something we needed.
No, I'm excited. Appreciate everybody coming today. Official practice is in the books and season's one step closer. And I have goosebumps because that's why I took the job, to get to November and this moment, and most importantly, get in the hump and get this thing rocking. I could not be more proud of our group right now. The energy we've got in the room and the team that we're trying to create right now, as we're, a couple of weeks out before the first game. They're hungry, they're excited, but we're new. And each day we're getting better, and I'm excited because we have some close scrimmages that are coming up, so we can see what things that we are doing well and what things we need to clean up before the first game, and then it's time to buckle up and let's have one fun ride. So with that being said, what questions we got?
Robbie, go ahead. I know things were kind of rusty after day one. What have you seen the last few days of practice from your team?
Yeah, so I think that's where the NCAA rules come in. I think some of that rust was September, and the NCAA rules now are where I have to go out and go recruiting. So I actually gave my young women 2 days off before the first day of practice, which that's hard. So now that we got a routine back, we practice 2 days a week, off a day, practice 2 to 3 days, off a day. You're starting to see them in a good flow. And then also, again, it's just the reality of being real with each other. We have new transfers, new pieces, new offensive system, new defensive system, new terminology. So just slowing down and making sure we don't go too fast, that they're confident in the system that we have for this year and answering any questions. And then as we get things accomplished as a unit, then moving on to the next thing.
I guess, how have you seen, some of the returning players kind of step up in terms of a leadership role? Anastasia, Jacayla, how have they kind of stepped up and helped the transfers get adjusted to being, here in Starkville?
Yeah, I think it's our relationship. Just me telling them, be you. There's a respect factor for the transfers who came here because they know how good they are, and that you don't have to overthink it. And that comes from me just saying, listen, you have the experience that can't be replaced. You know how special this place is. So you just come out with a confidence knowing I believe in you, and that'll trickle over to the other players.
Jason? Speaking of transfers, some of the ladies said at the press conference earlier that everybody loved it, each other was kind of getting along, all that kind of stuff. It's like family off the court. How important is that for you to hear, knowing that you've got so many players now that are playing together for the first time?
Yeah, it's everything, because that's where I took this job. I told everybody the one thing was to be patient, because it was more than basketball when I took this job, and I think everybody in this room knows that for what I inherited. So to hear that you brought so many new pieces, so many new coaching staff members, that they feel like a family is going to prepare us for that opening day and what's going to come our way, because we're going to have good moments. But there are going to be moments that are going to be like any sports team that are going to rock us, or we're going to have adversity. So if you have a family that can be connected as one, then that's when good things happen along the way.
I guess, obviously, the relationship building stuff was important to you, but what's it like kind of get to this point where you can start talking some X's and O's, and how good do you think this team could be once you take the court?
Yeah, well, this is my excitement. I love this part because now it's about basketball. And watching the talent that I have, I think we really can be good. But I'm not going to put a label out there yet, because you know what? We still need to play. I need to see when the lights come on. At that point, for me as a head coach, what do I truly have? Because it's easy behind closed doors and you train for success. But when those lights and, most importantly, those fans get in the building, I'm going to learn a lot more from me as a head coach about my team and what it's going to take to get us back in the NCAA tournament this year.
You talked about the importance of scoring in the post and having production from the bigs down there. Adding that size this year, how much has that changed this roster for the better compared to what they had last season?
Well, I think it's huge because it makes us a team. It makes us a team that you're like, okay, how are we going to stop them? All right, it's not just contain the ball and dribble drive. It's, okay, now I got inside, now I got outside. So for me, it allows my playbook to open up. It allows me to have more options. I think the one thing you'll see from this team is different leading scorers night in and night out. And that's what I've honed in on day one of official practices. We're putting together a team that's going to have a great group of individuals. And when you have a team, then you got a chance to make deep runs in March.
Danae Carter talked with us in the summer about her process of rehabbing and coming back from injury, and her timetable was around late August, early September. How has it been for her, kind of adjusting, taking on that bigger workload and joining the rest of the team in practice?
Yeah, it's been like any kid who was a first-time injury. It's that me talking to her of just like, let it come back at the right time. That you got to learn to run again. You got, even though you know how to play basketball, there's that moment of I've been off. Why is my leg not moving like it used to? Why am I kicking it off my foot? And I told her, like the rest of the team, listen, I'm not getting onto her. For the first 2 months, she could have 22 turnovers in practice and not make one shot. Because all I want her to do is have fun right now. Get the enjoyment back in the game. And then after about 2 months, then we'll worry about those turnovers. So she's listened to me, but what I love about her and those who watched her last year, she's a competitor and she hates failure. So that's been our biggest thing in our relationship is letting her know that it's okay to fail on the basketball arena right now because you know what? You make me smile being back out here. So let's just get out here and you be you, and that's good enough for me right now.
You talk about making it back into the tournament. Is the history of this program and where it was just a few short years ago something you bring up often?
No, because I'm more about the process that do what's right daily and success will happen at the end. So that's been our focus. How many consistent days in a row can we be excellent? And then I know and my coaching staff knows that then that's when winning happens. So that's been our focus right now.
Kind of piggybacking off Robert's question about the bigs, you have Jessica Carter who's been in the program for a while,
Yeah.
took some time off. How she responded, and it's kind of a fresh start for her. So just talk about the way she's adapting to everything that's going on right now.
Well, I hope she loves me because I've been telling the team to give her the ball. All right. So I think our relationship's pretty good, but I think she's adapted well. But again, that's, a lot of this is I'm not going to know until the lights come out. But there's been a focus within our offense to make sure she gets touches. I told her, for me, it's more than me just calling her number, and that's been my challenge. It's you having a presence that can't be denied. Some of the best players just go get the ball. The shot's up, you can't stop me. I run the floor so hard, you got to give it to me. And that's what I've been pointing at her. So your presence is felt every minute you're on the court, whether I call your number or I don't. And that's the impact we all know that she can have on the game this year when she's in the right spot to just dominate the game night in and night out.
Yeah, 2 quick questions just to follow up on that. Do you think she's in a place in terms of conditioning that you can put her out there game one without any type of minutes restriction, or are you going to maybe have to hold back a bit?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm going to find out this weekend. We have our first close scrimmage. Obviously, I hired, like I told you all, the best strength coach in the country where we have technology that allows us to have loads where I don't burn them out, that we have peaks, that we don't want to be too of the top condition right now because I won't be able to make deep runs in February and March. But based on our training right now and how we look at what their loads are, I'm very confident that she'll be able to stay out there for a long period, but I'll have a better idea after this weekend.
And then you mentioned the straight throws. I mean, we were just talking to the players, and they were talking about the kind of challenge they have every Friday, Final Four Friday, and the map, I guess. You mentioned not putting a label on the expectations, but how, the players themselves kind of embrace, I mean, they're talking about Final Fours. How have they kind of embraced, the potential they think they have internally here?
Well, every great team is a player-ran team. It's my job to get them to that mindset that I hear those talks to stay out of their way. Don't mess it up. A lot of coaches across the country, it's about them and not the team. And so to your points and the question that was asked earlier, I love that they have that mindset. That's why they came here. I'm not dumb. All right, that's why I came here. But at the same time, my job is to make sure we win the day, where their job, it's good that they have goals for deeper things than just today.
You mentioned the lights coming on. Just how antsy are you for that moment here in the hump when they do?
Oh, man. Woo. I was looking at when I signed here, or to sign, I act like I'm a pro agent or something. When I took the job here, when it was just me, my wife, and my kids, and we walked in the hump, and there was nobody here, and we were just like looking around, and now that the reality of like, okay, now it's here. And that moment coming, just like I said, just gives me goosebumps, and it's one of the main reasons I took the job. That, again, women's basketball matters in this community. It matters as a state. The people before me did an unbelievable job to put it on the national map, and let's get all that energy back because that's the expectations I have for this program.
Anything else for Coach? Stefan?
I guess kind of follow up on that, what's it mean for you that, you know, earlier in tenure, you get to go on hump, you guys have the jersey ceremony that you guys are having?
Yeah, it's everything. Because for my young women, it's another statement, and that's what I keep on saying, that women matter here. That, you know what, there are some men there's up there, but you know what, now there's a woman up there. And not just anyone, it's one of the best who ever played in this program. And it's exciting to see who maybe can be after, and then especially in recruiting, that you know what, that's part of my pitch. Why not you? Why not us? You could be the next one that goes up in the rafters. So it's huge, and I'm proud that the university and John Cohen wanted that to happen, and what a special moment that will be for all of us, and most importantly for her and her family to finally get the recognition and the closure that she needs here at Mississippi State.